Hello everybody, Snowflake here, and welcome to a new episode of Oblivion. In the last episode, we took a break from hunting down Necromancers and killing them, and this time we had a simple research mission. We had to find out the secret of Vatican, which involved blasting spells at a pillar in a particular order. It wasn't too difficult, although I have to admit I did fail at it for the first time, so maybe it was a little bit difficult. But it shouldn't have taken them weeks to figure out. They had a translation book that would help them figure out what to do, and they just chose not to use it because the Argonian lady in charge was very lazy. What was her name? Scalil? I think it might have been Scalil. She was very lazy. She just refused to help until we actually forced her to help. Not forced, but asked her to help by providing a book in particular, which she did. And we did that. We explored the tomb, I guess, and we found an ancient helm, which was apparently useful for Mage's Guild. Yeah. Other thing to start the video, I do a thing called Snowflake Sunday, where you guys can vote on what video you want to see me do every Sunday. I'll leave a link to the form to fill out in the description below. I'll randomly pick one of the votes and I will upload that video for the following Sunday. You can also join my Discord server in the description, where that link gets automatically posted every week, so you guys can vote for whatever you want to see. And yeah, we're going to be continuing with the Mage's Guild in this episode. Yeah, basically we are going back to Necromancers is the short story, but since we haven't got the quest yet, I won't spoil too much. And let's get into it. So I do know that I have to return to the boy Revenant. So we're heading back to the Arcane University. No quest markers, unfortunately. So we'll just have to go over to him.
Ah, you must be the Arcane University's newest edition. This humble battle mage bids you welcome.
Yep, just want to make sure you got that in, buddy. Okay, Revenant.
You have the hands of a healer.
True.
Good work at Vatican. Jorol is quite pleased with the information now coming in about the site.
Excellent.
There is another predicament, which I believe you can also help resolve, if you feel ready for it.
I'm ready. What is it?
Excellent. You have become most reliable, and I assure you that the Council appreciates it. Now, to the matter at hand. In order to deal with the apparent growing problem of necromancers in Cyrodiil, the Council needs as much information as possible. The Mystic Archives have been consulted with minimal success. Guild members are investigating other avenues, but I believe more can be learned here.
What do you mean?
What little we know makes no sense in a larger context. For example, why was Falcar, who we know now to be part of this cult of necromancers, in possession of black soul gems? The Archmage has other reports of these gems being associated with necromancers, but we do not know why. We don't even know what they do.
We've
overlooked these questions because we are so focused on rooting out the necromancers as quickly as possible.
Alright. Know your enemy and all that. I guess that's the new strategy here. What do I need to do?
I'd like you to speak with Tarmina at the Mystic Archives. She is our specialist on Magica Arcana and has been helping gather information. I believe we have been asking her the wrong questions, taxing her too much with vague attempts to make sense of all that we know. Speak with her specifically about these black soul gems, if she knows anything about their powers or creation. An insight into their origins may lead us to those who are responsible for them.
Alright, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. How about a rumor?
The Blackwood Company is gone. They were working high on hist sap. That's why there were so many terrible accidents.
Yeah, including one involving us. That was fun. How about some advancement while we're here?
You become more valuable to the guild with each passing day. The guild wishes to reward that, and so you are raised to the rank of conjurer. Accept these robes and wear them with pride.
Thank you. Does that mean I get to be like one of the evil conjurers that we can encounter in the game? Probably not. It's a different kind of conjurer. That wasn't that funny. I'm sorry. Tarmina?
Her expertise in arcane knowledge and lore could be invaluable to us if we can make proper use of it. She can likely be found in the archives now, poring through materials on necromancy. She stops only to sleep at the Archmage's request.
I hope he remembers to ask her to sleep every night, otherwise she's not going to get very much of it.
Report back as soon as you can.
Cool. Robes of the Conjurer. Intelligence, Willpower 7, Conjuration, Destruction 10. Pretty good if you're a mage. Not so great for me, but that's fine. So yeah, we gotta go talk to Tarmina. Which, if you remember, we have talked to Tarmina once before. A very long time ago. She was when we consulted when we needed some help with the main quest. Oh, hello. There's some more people here.
Hello.
What's new with you?
I heard people saying they ran into goblins around here not long ago. I can't stand those things.
Disgusting creatures. I hope to never see another.
Goodbye.
Yeah, so she helped us locate the...
Greetings, conjurer.
She helped us locate the Mythic Dawn hideout by using the clues in the Manka Cameron Mythic Dawn commentaries. So that's what we talked to Tarmina about before, but this time, a little different. We're hunting down Necromancers.
You were Martin's friend, weren't you? You were fortunate to have known him.
We always tell him he was the lucky one.
Go on.
Rubus?
The Mages Guild has made more than a few enemies since necromancy was banned.
Speaking of which, that's why I'm here. Tell me about the city.
Other arcane trainers in the city? Just one. Dovin Aaron in the Market District. Basic instructor in alteration.
Gotcha.
Bye.
Karania, have we spoken before?
It's my pleasure. Please continue.
Great.
Certainly.
Tell me a rumor.
Necromancy may be legal in Cyrodiil, but few will openly admit to practicing it now that the Mages Guild has banned it.
Interesting, but that's what you choose to talk about, Karania.
Goodbye.
When you go back to sleep. There's Buffy. Oh, has Tarmina already left? Jeez, okay. Sorry, Tarmina. Can we chat?
Look, if you're here for information, I'm afraid you'll have to find it on your own. I'm swamped right now, up to my ears in necromancy.
Well, that's why I'm here, friend.
Not practicing it, mind you. Wouldn't want anyone to think I was involved in that sort of thing. I simply meant researching it.
Okay, sure, buddy. Why are you so busy?
Why? Why? Oh, no real reason. It's just that the entire Council of Mages has been in here at one time or another recently, all wanting information on necromancers. Necromancy, of all things.
I was sent to see you.
Oh, of course you were. No doubt the Council is trying to get you to bother me further. I ran Karanya out of here just a short while ago and told them to leave me alone.
I must have missed that conversation.
I keep telling them I can't produce results if I'm not given any time. I'm not used to working under conditions like this.
She was complaining that people were too vague with her, right? So let me specifically ask her about black soul gems.
Now that is a bit more specific. Finally, something I can respond to. Let me think for a moment. Ah, yes, there's one obscure text that references these gems. I believe it's still around here someplace. unless Falkar never
Of
returned
course,
it.
Falkar has the book.
The name of the book is Necromancer's Moon. I'm unclear on the origins of the text, but it does involve these gems you're interested in. I'm afraid you'll have to find it yourself. I'm so out of sorts with all these requests, I've lost track of most everything. It's very distressing.
Okay, so we need to find a book called Necromancer's Moon, which is also the name of the quest. Mage's Guild?
The Mystic Archives have a large collection of books. Look around, and you may learn a thing or two.
True. Oh yeah, you can tell me a rumor.
Necromancy may be legal in...
Yeah. You got more information on the Mythic Dawn?
A secretive cult devoted to the Daedra Lord Mehrunes Dagon, the Prince of Destruction. They follow the teachings of Menkar Cameron, who calls for the return of the Mythic Age, when Oblivion and the mortal world were not separate. The usual Daedric claptrap of the purifying power of destruction. They hope to bring Mehrunes Dagon back to Tamriel and give us all a good cleansing.
I'm glad I stopped that. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't exhaust that dialogue before, but there we go. Necromancers?
Why all the fuss now? I thought
they're
it would
killing
have
us.
died down by now, what with the ban on the practice of necromancy and the guild being in place for as long as it has.
Some people weren't happy with that, Tommy.
And yet, suddenly everyone shows up on my doorstep, needing information immediately. Never mind that I might have things on my own to work on.
You would have thought someone would have explained the context of Necromancers actively trying to kill us. Okay. Necromancer's Moon?
I believe you'll find it quite helpful. Once you've had a chance to read it, I'd be happy to discuss it with you.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Tamina.
Be seeing you.
Be seeing you. Okay. So Tamina told me to find a book entitled Necromancer's Moon. I need to look for it in the Mystic Archives of the Arcane University. But like quest marker is taking me. Oh, there's a conversation. We have to go check it out.
What do you need? I
Fine
won't take up
greetings
much
to
of
you.
your time, but I felt you should know. I've had a breakthrough. Excellent. This is exciting news indeed, Magister. Just think of the possible advances in restoration and alteration. You do realize this raises quite a few questions. The overall impact on alchemy is a complete unknown. And what of spellmaking? Let us part now and see what we can come up with separately. We'll meet sometime later and compare notes. When I know more, I'll come find you. Hello, Conjurer.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Alright, so I'm being. Okay, back to the Mystic Archives then. Wait, I wasn't in the Mystic Archives before, was I? Oh, what up, Tamina? Yeah, I've definitely been here before. This is where, I believe... No, I can't have been here before because I didn't have access to this area. I think I would have had to come here if I was part of a Mage's Guild already. Okay, well I guess in that case we will probably just go ahead and loot the place, right? So let's do that. I mean, we're allowed to take stuff, so I don't need to really sneak. Ooh, gold, thank you. Man and Marco, King of Worms. Seems like a rare book. Let's have a read. Man and Marco, King of Worms by Horicus. Wasn't Man and Marco already mentioned by someone? The Count Hasseldor of Skingrad said Man and Marco is coming back, I believe. Or maybe he hasn't said it yet and I've just spoiled that. Can't remember. If that's a spoiler, I'm sorry. Let's read the book. Manimarco, King of Worms, by Horicles. O sacred isle Artaeum, where rosy light infuses air, over towers and through flowers gentle breezes flow, softly sloping green cliffs to crashing foam below. Always springtide afternoon, house within its border, this mystic, mist-protected home of the Sigic order. Those councillors of kings, cautious, wise, and fair, 10 years and 30 since the mighty Remans fell, 2 brilliant students studied within the Sigic's fold. One's heart was light and warm, the other dark and cold. The madder latter, Manimarco, whirled in a deathly dance, his soul in bones and worms, the way of the Necromancers. Entrapping and enslaving souls, he cast a wicked spell. The former Galarian had magic bold and bright as day. Lack of rhyming really bothers me there. Bright as day, he confronted Manimarco beneath grey Sapporo Tower, saying, "Your wicked mysticism is no way to wield your power. Bringing horror to the spirit world, your studies must cease." Manimarco scoffed, hating well the ways of life and peace, and returned to his dark artistry, his paints death and decay. O sacred isle Artaeum, how slow to perceive a threat, when the ghastly truth revealed how weak but punished meant. Foolish Manimarco from the Isle of the Wise was sent to the mainland dawn's beauty, more deafened souls to reap. You have found the wolf and sent the beast, the fox of sheep. Valerian told his masters, a terror on Tamriel has set. Speak no more of him, the sage cloak of grey did say. 'Twas not the first time Galarian fought his master's callous, unconcerned for men and myrrh, aloof in their island palace. 'Twas not the first time Galarian thought 'twas time to build a new order to bring true magic to all, a mighty mage's guild. But 'twas the time he left at last fair Artaeum's azure bay. Oh, but sung we have of vanished Galarian many times before, how cast he off the Sigic's chains, bringing magic to the land. Throughout the years he saw the touch of Manimarco's hand. Through Tamriel's deserts, forests, towns, mountains, and seas, the dark grip stretching out, growing like some dread disease. By his dark necromancers collecting cursed artifacts of yore, they brought him to these mad tools, mad wizards and witches, and brought blood-tainted herbs and oils to his cave of sin. Sweet Akaviri poison, dust from saint chiefs of human skin. Toadstools, roots, and much more cluttered his alchemical shelf. Like a spider in his web, he sucked all their power into himself. Manimarco, Worm King, world's first of the undying liches. Corruption on corruption, till the rot sunk to his very core, who kept the name Manimarco, his body and his mind, but a living, moving corpse as he left humanity behind. The blood in his veins became instead of poison and stew. His power and his life increased as his fell collection grew. Mightiest were these artifacts, long cursed since days of yore. They say Galarian left the guild, calling it Amoris, but untruthful is a powerful stream polluting the river of time. Galarian beheld Manimarco's rise through power sublime. His mages and lamp knights, before my last breath, face I must the tyranny of worms and kill at last undeath. He led them north to cursed lands, to a mountain pass. Of those who survive a battle say it's like was never seen. Armoured with magicka, armoured with swords with sword and axe. Galarian cried, echoing, "Worm King, surrender your artifacts, and their power to me, and you shall live as befits the dead." Honolaf answered, "You die first," Manimarco said. The mage army then clashed with the unholy force obscene. Imagine waves of fire and frost in the mountain shivers. Picture lightning arching forth, crackling in a dragon's sigh. Like leaves the battle makers fly to rain down from the sky. At the necromancer's call, corpses burst from earth to fight, to be shattered into nothingness with a flood of holy light. A maelstrom of energy unleashed, blood cascaded rivers. Like a thunderburst in blue skies with a lion sullen roar, like sharp razors tearing over delicate embroidered lace, so the touch did Galarian shake the mountain to its base. The deathly horde fell faintly, but heeding their dying cries, from the depths the thing they called Worm King did rise. The earth itself did scream in the maze and necromancer's war. His eyes burning dark fire, he opened his toothless maw, vomiting darkness with each exhalation of his breath. All sucking in the fetid air felt the icy touch of death. In the skies above the mountain, darkness overcame pale. Then Manimarco, Worm King, felt his dismal powers fail. The artifact of death pulled from his putrid skeletal claw. 1,000 good and evil perished then, history confirms. Among, alas, Vanus Galerian, he who showed the way, it seemed once that Mannimarco had truly died that day. Scattered seemed the Necromancers, wicked, ghastly fools. Back to the Mages Guild, victors kept the accursed tools of him, living still and undeaf, Mannimarco, king of worms. Children, listen as the shadows cross your sleeping hutch, and the village sleeps away, streets emptied of the crowds, and the moons do balefully glare through the nightly clouds. In the graveyards people rest, we hope in eternal sleep. Listen, and you'll hear the whispered tap of the footsteps creep, and pray you'll never feel the Worm King's awful touch. Cool, so, some more information on necromancy and the Worm King Mannimarco, who apparently lived at the same time as the guy known as Galerian, who was, I believe, the guy who founded the Mages Guild, so I think it was Galerian who defeated him. We'll find out more about Mannimarco soon enough. Have we read Cleansing of the Fate? I feel like it would be a book that we have read. But let me check. Alright, maybe not. Let's read it. Chronicles of the Holy Brothers of Maruk, Volume 4, or The Cleansing of the Fane. And this is the only surviving fragment. Okay, it's not that long. The only surviving fragment of the chronicle of this first era sect of the Alessian Order seems to have been kept at their great monastic complex at Lake Canulus, which was razed during the War of Righteousness. First era 2321, and its archives destroy or disperse. Note also that Alessian scribes of his time customarily dated events from the apotheosis of Alessia. First era 266. Here is recorded the events of the year 127 of the blessed Alessia. In this year was the day darkened over all lands, and the sun was all as it were, massive at 3 days old, and the stars about him at midday. This was on the 5th of first seed. All who saw it were dismayed, and said that a great event should come hereafter. So it did, for that same year issued forth a great concourse of devils in the ancient elvish temple Malada, such had not been seen since the days of King Belhazar. These devils greatly afflicted the land such that no man could plough or reap or seed, and the people appealed to the brothers of Maruk for succour. And then about Cosmas gathered all the brothers and led them to Malada, also known as the High Fane of the Elvish tongue, and came against it with holy fire, and the foul demons were destroyed. Many devilish relics and books found therein were burned, and the land had peace for many years. Cool. I guess because it was such a short book, it just weighed nothing. Life of Hero Acceptance, Grammar, History and Culture, Courageous Madness, Panorama, and the Spellcraft, more Real Baron's Eyes. Life of Hero Acceptance, Mythical Menace, Children's Inuit. Ooh, Response to Bearer's Speech. It's a destruction skill book, which we didn't have. Response to Bearer's Speech by Malvisor, Battle Mage. On the 14th of last seed, an illusionist by the name of Berivar Barrow gave a very ignorant speech at the Chantry of Julianos in the Imperial City. His ignorant speeches are hardly uncommon, there was no reason to respond to it. Unfortunately, he has since had the speech privately printed as Barrow speaks to the battle mages, and is received with small undeserved attention in academic circles. Let us put his misconceptions to rest. Barrow began his lecture with an occasionally factual account of famous battle mages from Zurin Arctus, Tiber Septim's Imperial Battle Mage, the Jaeger Farn, Uriel Septim the 7th Imperial Battle Mage. His intent was to show that where it matters, the battle mage relies on other schools of Magicka, not the School of Destruction, which is supposedly a battle mage's particular forte. Allow me first to dispute these so-called historical facts. Zurin Arctus did not create the Golden Numidium by spells of mysticism and conjuration as Barrow alleges. The truth is that we don't know how Numidium was created, or if it was a golem or Atronak in any traditional sense of those words. Uriel V's battle mage Hefoth Her name was not an imperial battle mage, she was simply a sorcerer in the employ of the Empire. Thus, which spells he cast in the various battles on Akavir are irrelevant, not to mention hearsay. Beru calls Empress Morihata's battle mage Wellock an accomplished diplomat, but not a powerful student of the School of Destruction. I congratulate Beru on correctly identifying an imperial battle mage, but there are many written examples of Wellock's skill in the School of Destruction. Celerus, for example, wrote extensively about Wellock casting the vampiric cloud on the rebellious army of Black Rose, causing their strength and skill to pass on to their opponents. What is this but an impressive example of the School of Destruction? Beru rather pathetically include Jaeger Farn in his list of underachieving battle mages. To use an insane traitor as an example of rational behaviour is an untenable position. What would Beru prefer? Farn used the School of Destruction to destroy Tamriel by a more traditional means? Beru uses his misrepresentation of history as the basis for his argument. Even if he had found 4 excellent examples from history of battle mages casting spells outside their school, and he didn't, he would only have anecdotal evidence which isn't enough to support an argument. I could easily find 4 examples of illusionists casting healing spells or night-blaze teleporting. There is a time and a place for everything. Beru's argument, built on this shaky ground, is that the School of Destruction is not a true school. He calls it narrow and shallow, as an avenue of study, and its students impatient with megalomaniac tendencies. How can one respond to this? Someone who knows nothing about casting a spell of destruction criticizing the school for being too simple. Summarizing the School of Destruction as learning how to do the maximum amount of damage in the minimum amount of time is clearly absurd, and he expounds on his ignorance by listing all the complicated factors studied in his own School of Illusion. Allow me in response to this, the factors studied in the School of Destruction. The means of delivering the spell matters more in the School of Destruction than any other school. Whether it is cast in a touch at a range in concentric circles or cast once to be triggered later, what forces must be reined in to cast the spell? Fire, lightning, or frost? What are the advantages and dangers of each? What are the responses from different targets from the assault of different spells of destruction? What are the possible defences and how may they be assailed? What environmental factors must be taken into consideration? What are the advantages of the spell of delayed damage? Beru suggests that the School of Destruction cannot be subtle, yet he forgets about all the curses that fall under the mantle of the school, sometimes affecting generation after generation in subtle yet sublime ways. The School of Alteration is a distinct and separate entity from the School of Destruction, and Beru's argument that they should be merged into one is patently ludicrous. He insists again a man who knows nothing about the schools of Alteration and Destruction is the one insisting this, that damage is part of the changing of reality dealt with by the spells of Alteration. The implication is that Levitation, to list the spell of Alteration, is a close cousin of Shockbolt, the spell of Destruction. It would make as much sense to say that the School of Alteration, being all about the actuality of change, should absorb the School of Illusion, being all about the appearance of change. It certainly isn't a coincidence that a master of the School of Illusion casts this attack on the School of Destruction. Illusion is after all about masking the truth. And well, that is a huge diss to what was his name? Beravar Beru, who said the School of Destruction shouldn't exist. It should be merged with the School of Alteration. And those are some compelling arguments indeed. There are some guides to some cities over there. Bunch of ink and quills, which I just messed up, my bad. Now a display case. Fighters Guild History, 1st edition. I feel like we've probably read this. Yeah, I think we have read this. Probably during the Fighters Guild at some point. There's our book. Let's go past it for now. Just take all of this stuff. Real Baron Zaya, Refuge Receptin, Provinces of Tamriel. 5 Songs of King Wolfhart. I feel like we have read this. pretty sure we have. Hate from the Sky, Real Baron Zaya. More guides. Except for the 7th. Spellcraft, Modern Heretics. This was a book that Martin had that points us to Azura's Shrine, I believe. More books about Baron Zaya. Mage's Guild Favourite Liberty. The 7th. Oblivion. Manual of Armour. And the Spellcraft. And finally, the book that we're supposed to read is Necromancer's Moon. Brothers and sisters of the Worm, despair not at the trials we now face, for our time comes swiftly. The God of Worms watches over our order, and will deliver us from these troubled times on the day of reckoning. Until then, perform his works in secret, serve his needs, and look to the skies for his signs. The Revenant, the Necromancer's Moon. Right, oh, by the way, God of Worms. Where did we hear worms just now? As the Manamarco guy. There you go. The Revenant, the Necromancer's Moon, watches over us all. His form, ascended to godhood, has taken its rightful place in the sky, and hides the enemy Arche from us, so that we may serve him. Watch for the signs, when the heavenly light descends from above. Hasten to his altars, and make your offering, so that he may bless you with but a taste of his true power. Grand soul gems offered to him will be darkened, and can be used to trap the souls of the unwitting, a feat even the great Nagasta would marvel at. Stay faithful to the Order of the Black Worm, and in time your loyalty will be rewarded. Soon he will return to set the world right in due time, and those who would stand in his way will suffer eternally at his hands, just as those who stood opposed before. Until that day, you must believe and be patient. Hide in your caves. Sorry about that. Hide in your caves, in your ruined forts, in your secret lairs. Raise your minions, summon your servants, cast your spells, answer the call of the Order when you are needed. Watch and listen. So a little bit about the Order of the Necromancers there. Something about a Revenant and heavenly light. Something about them being hidden until their day comes. So we'll take that. I found the book Necromancer's Moon and should take it to Raminus Pullers after consulting with Tarmina. Oh well, I'm being taken to Raminus, but I suppose I should probably talk to Tarmina, right? Okay, that hurt somehow.
It's my pleasure. Please continue.
Necromancer's Moon?
A most interesting text, is it not? We are fortunate that at least one necromancer took the time to record the information. I am unfamiliar with a shade of the Revenant described within the book, but I was never one to dabble in the more, shall we say, amoral arts.
Well, you have been, haven't you?
You may take that with you for now, if you wish. The Council may have use for it. Please ask them to return it quickly, as I may need it again.
Sure. And I'll also return all the other books that I've borrowed from the archives.
Take care.
Yeah. See you, Tarmina.
What is it?
Wait, what? Oh, I'm being dragged to the mage's quarters. Alright, Raminus. I've been to the mage's quarters before. Not sure. It doesn't feel like I've been here. So you know what? We are going to raid it. Gonna take all... Yeah, I don't know when we would have come here before. Come on, let me have this. Okay, I was trying to do that, but okay. Some wine. Good clothes. I have a mage too, so I have a right to these quarters. Some parchment. vessel. I do. Not the useful kind of chest. Cheese will take. More clothes. Sure. Just one more. More clothes. More clothes. Don't need a plate. We got some more alchemy stuff. Man, I can't even reach this stuff. Oh, I couldn't see it properly. More books to steal. Borrow. Yeah, we definitely like Baron's Ire over here. And Uriel Septum. And do I have a history? And Legus. Hurt armor. Spells and whatnot. Put some yarn. Shears. Folded cloth, that's what I'm talking about. Some regular old cloth. Okay. We talked to the maid's apprentices. There's Ravenous. There's usually someone else here, right? No? Okay. Ravenous, wake up, buddy. Got stuff to do.
Has Tarmina been of use in gathering information about the Necromancers?
Yeah. Here is Necromancer's move.
Excellent work. I believe this will be of use to the Council. I shall make sure they're made aware of its contents.
Cool.
I've never heard of this Shade of the Revenant. Some sort of celestial phenomenon? If that's correct, then Bothil would most likely know something about it, as the caretaker of the orrery. She should be on university grounds.
Okay. Imperial Orrery.
A most fascinating contraption. Bothil is one of the few who understands how it worked and kept it running.
Didn't we fix the Orrery, like, very close to the start of the game? That was one of the first quests we did after the Mages Guild, after the main quest. So we've already met Bothil, we already fixed the Orrery, so... yeah. Hopefully Bothil will appreciate that and help us. I need to find Bothil in the Arcane University and speak with her about this Shade of the Revenant. Poor Pederi does not have a bed available to sleep in, it seems. So she's just watching Karanya sleep. What up, Bothil?
Hello there. Is there something I can do for you? For you, of course. I heard that Soros Aranim made himself quite a bit of money recently. He seems very happy about it.
Yeah, I bought his staff that was previously stolen because he wasn't nice enough to just give it to me back. Tell me about Necromancers.
I've heard things, to be sure, but I don't really know anything about them. Is it true that some of our guildmates were killed? Oh, how horrible.
Yeah, kind of. Hopefully you're safe in here, though. Shade of a Revenant?
Revenant, you say? And it represents something in the heavens? It sounds familiar. Let me think. Ah, yes, now I remember. Falcar was here some time ago asking about just such a thing. Said it was for research. He had a large sheaf of notes with him about it. I'm afraid I didn't have any more advice for him than I do for you. With the Orrery in such a state of disrepair, I have no point of reference.
You fixed the Orrery, though.
Falcar did leave this behind. I think it fell from his notes as he left. I didn't pay it much attention, but perhaps it will be of use to you.
Just kept it in your pocket, then. Hastily scrawled note added. Quest updated. Thank you very much. But yeah, we fixed the Orrery, Bothil. Don't act like we didn't do that. We killed a lot of bandits to get back those parts for you.
Bye.
Yeah, right. Bothil gave me a piece of paper Falcar dropped when he visited her about the Revenant mentioned in the Necromancer's book. I should show the note to Raminus Polus. I should probably also read it myself while I have it. Primary sites: Dark Fissure, Fort Asterius, Fort Linchel, Wendelbeck. Altars have been raised, anchorites have been called, watch the skies. Once a week his grace shines down on us. Okay, so we've got some locations to check out. And something happens once a week. Okay.
Well met.
Yo. Okay, Raminus, buddy, don't be mad, but I'm gonna need you to wake up.
A pleasure to speak with you.
Here's some more info on the Shade of a Revenant.
So, Falcar expressed interest in this Revenant as well, and left this note behind, did he?
Yeah, exactly that.
Perhaps we should look into it for more clues.
Makes sense to me.
This lists several locations. The first is the Dark Fissure, which I recognize. It's a cave in the mountains, south of Cheydinhall. If there is indeed an altar there, as the note suggests, I believe this cave is directly related to the contents of the book. Go to the Dark Fissure the next time this shade occurs. Search for any connection to what we've learned and report back. Please, be careful. Anything you find is of no use to us if you do not survive. I believe we are dealing with powerful forces here.
Yeah,
Do
well,
not
I'm
put yourself in
powerful.
harm's way if it can be avoided. Be careful.
I'm not scared of putting myself in harm's way. I can take down any Necromancer very easily. Anyway, I need to find the Dark Fissure south of Cheydinhall before the next time the Shade of the Revenant occurs. I should be on the lookout for the heavenly lights mentioned in the Necromancer's book. So we still get to keep this note, right? Yeah. Altars have been raised, anchorites have been called, watch the skies. Once a week, his grace shines down on us. So we know about the Dark Fissure because Ravenous just guided us there, so let's head over there then, shall we? Okay, not too far away from Swampy Cave. Again, we went there recently, actually, in the last episode, we went there on our way to Vatican. It looks like this area is very much a Mages Guild, something the Mages Guild are looking to, investigate. Words. Alright. Oh, I got the attention of something scary. No, it's just a little mud crab. Oh, that reminds me, I was going to make some potions. Some diseases. Come on, man. Very short incline. There we go. Oh man. There we go. Oh, I found Dark Fissure. And there's a zombie just right there. I assume these were meant to be like through the zombie, but quite work out that way for it. Okay. Okay, so I can't do anything with this particular zombie. Couple of torches. And loot you though. I'm not a necromancer, I just use zombies, dead people for my own personal gain. And there is an altar here which is interactable. Didn't our note mention something about altars? I think it did. And the quest marker's pointing to it. Let's have a look again. Altars have been raised, anchorites have been called, watch the skies, once a week His grace shines down on us. Good. Okay, so we're looking for heavenly lights. Now, let's wait 24 hours, because apparently we're waiting for a particular day in the week, and we don't know which day it is. And even from looking up the quest beforehand, I don't think you could tell what day of the week it is. You just have to pick a night and hope you get lucky. Well, it ain't this day. Alright, we'll keep waiting in increments of 24 hours until whatever's supposed to happen happens. Not seeing anything that would resemble heavenly lights. Okay, day 3. Nope. Still no? Okay. Got a couple of days left to wait then. So we've actually gone through like a whole week. No, huh? Alright, we'll try this one more time then. I think this is the last day it possibly could be. But I could be very wrong on that. What if I wait till the night time. Oh, is that? Oh, that must be it. Yo, that's got to be it. Hello? Quest? This? Yeah.
The Order of the Black Worm will feast on your soul, mortal.
Okay, there we go. I've witnessed Necromancers creating black soul gems at the Dark Fissure Cave. I need to get this information to Ravenous Polis. Oh. Oh, okay. You've just cast Soul Trap on me. I don't like that you did that. Well, cool, and I get a free black soul gem for it. Shoes, hood, robes, handwritten note, that's a soul gem, gold. Thank you very much. So, yeah, I think the book hinted at it, but you can turn... They can... Was it the book or was it the notes? Which imply that you could transform soul gems into black soul gems at these altars. We still don't really know what they do, but we've seen them being created. But let's see if this note gives us any help. So we had writes, place your grand soul gems in the altar, pray for his blessing, and strike the altar with your soul trap magic. Your gems will become instruments of his divine power. Cool. Let's go back to Ravenous and report what we found. So we had to wait like literally the maximum amount of time. Thanks, man.
Hello, Conjurer.
He's
Have you
excited
been
to
to
see
the
me.
Dark Fissure yet? We need to know all we can about the
A
Necromancers.
quick note, I did read up on this quest beforehand, and actually, I know it mentions 4 locations in that note that Falcard had written, but I think the only one that you can actually progress the quest with is the Dark Fissure. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's what I read. So just a note for anyone trying this quest for themselves and they find the other locations. But you can also create black soul gems at those locations too. Rumors.
No one's going out to Harlan's Watch after what the Fighters Guild found there.
Well, yeah, you sent me in that area just now, Ravenous. I went back to Swampy Cave. Don't worry, it's all clear now. Actually, it may not be. The enemy's probably respawned at this point. Necromancers?
So you saw them. The altars must be infused with some kind of power to change over the soul gems. I shall pass the news on to the Council. Most troubling indeed to know that these are not merely myths. I also fear their numbers may be greater than we believed. You have again performed admirably. You have my thanks, and that of the Council as well.
Sweet. That's the quest completed. But before we find out what we have to do next, how about some advancement?
You are Conjurer no more. Guild members shall now address you as Magician. Congratulations.
I like that title. Can I be called the Dark Magician? No? Okay, just Magician. Yeah, you'd probably think I was a Necromancer if you called me Dark Magician. So you gotta know Yu-Gi-Oh, man. Tasks.
Seek out Archmage Traven. He has personally requested that you see him for your next assignment.
Okay, and we've got a new quest called Liberation or Apprehension.
Take care.
And we've got to meet the Archmage. I don't know. I don't remember if we have met him before. We stole the staff from his quarters for a thieves guild, but I don't know if we've actually talked to the dude. So that sounds fun. Yeah, I've told Ravenous told us everything. Necromancers and Black Soul gems that I've seen. Very good. We didn't get any magician robes, did we? No. Okay. Alright then, let's head back home to the base.
Greetings, Redguard.
Let's, okay. Could call me by my name. No one ever calls me by my name in this game. Even my own servant. Alright, let's put some stuff back then. Little Necromancers clothes in case we want to disguise ourselves. And yeah, we had to put back all of the stuff we stole from the Mages Guild. Surprisingly, there's nothing beyond novice equipment from what we were able to find, but... and a whole bunch of books. Oh, okay. A handwritten note is the worm anchorite is bugged, which is something I actually forgot to talk about. So there are a few ways to do this quest, and one of them is just wait and watch for Necromancer make the Black Soul Gem. But I think even just killing that anchorite and picking and reading his note is also enough to progress the quest. So I don't think you actually have to wait for the Shade of a Revenant, but I wanted to do it the way we were told to do it, I suppose. Just look out for the Shade. And Mystic Archives, sorry, has officially been moved to my house in Battlehorn Castle. There is now a 500 septim entry fee to read all of the books. It is non-negotiable. To keep this black soul gem away, we might use it for ourselves at some point. Yeah. I mean, it's not illegal. We're allowed to use it. Just don't tell the Mages Guild. Alright, I believe that should be it then. Alright, well, that about wraps up this episode of Oblivion. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. But yeah, we completed the Necromancers Moon Quest. We found out more about the Necromancers and how they create black soul gems, which are apparently evil, but we still don't know exactly what they do. We know that they can be created once a week at these altars at these 4 locations by casting a soul trap spell on Grand Soul Gem inside an altar, and it changes into black soul gems. And that's actually a mechanic that you can use for yourself. Again, not illegal, just don't tell the Mages Guild you're doing stuff like that because they don't like it. We read quite a few books as well about necromancers and about some other things. We stole a lot of literature as well from the library. And in the next episode, we will be doing a quest for the Archmage, Liberation or Apprehension, which should be interesting. And we get to meet the Archmage, which I don't think we have yet. So that should be a good opportunity for us to build up our reputation. And for now, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and I hope to see you on the next one. Take care and goodbye.